"This cannot be," Mama cried out. "Kesandu was with me all this time. How can she be in this casket?" Once upon a time, there was a young woman named Kesandu. She was kind and loving, especially to her mother-in-law, Mama. Mama was very old and lived in a small village called Umuata. One day, Mama fell very sick and asked Kesandu to come and take care of her. Kesandu loved Mama very much, so she quickly packed her bags and set off for the village. The journey to Umuata was long, and Kesandu had to travel all day. But as soon as the car she was traveling with left the city, they met some bad people who blocked their path. These bad people were kidnappers. They grabbed Kesandu and other passengers and took them into the forest and tied them up. "You woman," said one of the kidnappers with a wicked smile, "give us your husband's number or the number of your relative who can pay the ransom." Kesandu was very scared, but she stayed calm. She prayed silently, hoping for a miracle. In the afternoon in Umuata, Mama was resting in her hut. Suddenly, she heard a familiar voice calling her name. She opened her eyes and saw Kesandu standing by her bed with a warm smile. "Kesandu, my dear, you came," Mama exclaimed, feeling very happy. "Yes, Mama," Kesandu replied. "I am here to take care of you." For the next 4 weeks, Kesandu stayed in Umuata. She cooked delicious meals for Mama, cleaned the hut, and kept her company. Mama felt much better and was very grateful for Kesandu's kindness. The two women spent their days talking, laughing, and enjoying each other's company. As the 4 weeks came to an end, Kesandu began to plan her trip back to the city. She packed her bags and got ready to say goodbye. On the day she was supposed to leave, something strange happened. Just as Kesandu stepped out of the compound, an ambulance arrived at Mama's compound. The ambulance had come from the city, and the villagers gathered around, curious to see what was happening. Two men carefully lifted the casket out of the ambulance and carried it towards the house. Mama was confused and walked over to see what was going on. When she saw the casket, she gasped in shock. Her son, Kesandu's husband, came out of the ambulance and the casket was opened. And inside it lay Kesandu, looking peaceful but not moving. "This cannot be," Mama cried out. "Kesandu was with me all this time. How can she be in this casket?" The villagers were puzzled too. They had all seen Kesandu caring for Mama every day. But now, it seemed that Kesandu had been in this casket all along. Mama fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. She could not understand how Kesandu could have been caring for her and being in the casket at the same time. The villagers murmured amongst themselves, equally confused and scared. Kesandu's husband stepped forward to narrate what happened. When Kesandu left the city, she was captured by the kidnappers. They took her to a far-away place, deep in the forest. They demanded money from me. I rallied around to raise the money they demanded for. But when I went to bring her back in exchange for the ransom, she had already been killed. He recalled how one of the kidnappers had told him that Kesandu tried to escape a few hours after her kidnap, but was shot to death by one of the kidnappers. They still went ahead to call the husband and demanded for ransom. It happened that Kesandu's spirit was so pure and her love so strong that even after they took her life, her spirit could not rest. He wanted to keep her promise to Mama. So Kesandu's spirit returned to Umuata as a ghost to take care of her mother-in-law. For 4 weeks, Kesandu's ghost took care of Mama, driven by her love and kindness. She decided to leave when she knew that her body was coming to the village for burial. Mama wept, realizing the depth of Kesandu's love and sacrifice. "My dear Kesandu," she cried, "thank you for everything. I will always remember you." The villagers joined in, crying and praying for Kesandu's soul. As the burial ceremony ended, a gentle breeze blew through the village, and the villagers felt a warm presence. They knew it was Kesandu's spirit saying goodbye. Mama felt a sense of peace, knowing that Kesandu was now at rest. The villagers buried Kesandu with great honor, and from that day on, they remembered her story. They spoke of her bravery and kindness, teaching their children about the power of love and the strength of the human spirit. And so, the story of the caring daughter-in-law became a cherished tale in Umuata, reminding everyone that true love never dies and that kindness can overcome even the darkest of times. This is Umma's story time. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I am Amarachi Ihoma, the young storyteller.